The views and opinions of this video and comments to this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of this channel's broadcaster. If you have a complaint about something or find the content is being used incorrectly, please don't contact the broadcaster.
Alright. This is Balaclava Diaries. We're toxic, we're talking aggressive. If you don't like it, send a message. We're weed stimulated, educated, top rated, and never baited. I am the OG MacG. To the far right of me is Mr. Let's Party.
Wagwan people, wagwan.
So, this is a little bit of a twist for us. We've dealt with comedians, we've dealt with artists, we've dealt with, musical people and so on and so forth, but we've never dealt with someone from the photography space. Actually, Sean Getty.
Chris Rain.
Sean Getty's more kind of like, well, Chris too. What you do, in my opinion, is like editorials, you're out there dealing with brands like Chanel and Bape and heavy monsters. You know what I'm saying? Working with Globe and Mail. Kind of climbing the scale at a rapid rate. How many years would you say you've been in the game?
Oh my God, it's probably been like 10 years now. Like, I feel like, how do I word this? You said I was climbing the scale at a rapid rate. However, I'm pretty much a slow burn, Like I've been put in the work, been put in the hours. I don't really show face too much, But like now
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I fuck with that.
Today you're
But
popping
now
up
you're
first.
coming.
Right.
Now she's coming to the forefront. Accolades on accolades. Just a renaissance of art that just scales from 10 years ago. That's really crazy to me. And I just want to introduce Vonnie. Big it up.
Hi.
Pick it up.
Is Vonnie the full name, or is it like
Vonnie.
is there?
It's Vonnie.
Okay.
It's Vonnie, just keeping it simple.
Fuck with
Vonnie
that.
Lord. That's it.
Fuck
Okay,
with that,
Vonnie
man.
Lord.
Fuck with that.
Right.
Fuck with that.
The Lord of the camera.
Exactly.
I got it.
Exactly.
That's amazing. All right, let's so.
All right, so Toronto would be.
My man cleared his throat. He
Yeah,
said,
you gotta
we're ready.
Yeah, let me see it. I think it's serious.
I'm so serious.
All right, Toronto would be unstoppable creatively if
We
just
would
said
get
it.
out our own way. Like, listen, every time I travel to other places, especially when I'm like back in New York, one of the things that constantly pops into my mind is that so many Toronto creatives would kill it here
Mhm.
if we would just get out of our own way, And it's not entirely our fault, It's just that I've seen this happen over and over again where like certain people get into powers of position and they don't necessarily want to bring the rest of us up
Ooh, I like
because
that.
they feel like it might threaten their position. And it doesn't have to be like that. Like there's enough for everybody to eat.
That's a constant conversation on this show, I feel like, because people see it from so many different angles, We've talked to certain people that, have dealt with gatekeepers and, are kind of blind to the idea of that, we're not really helping each other and creating community. So it's really interesting to hear that from you. Would you say that you made more of a strike in Canada first, or was it something in the US that kind of made your career take off?
Yo, big ups Toronto. Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the city. I'm gonna keep it so real with you. Like, for sure, there are people who will like see me travel and be like, "Oh, you're doing up the tings, da 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 da." And it's just like, babes, I've been doing the tings. You just weren't paying attention,
Right.
And sometimes people will use like Party as an example, where like, what he had to go out to like Miami, get traction there before like we really cared about him, and even some other
Countless names.
yeah,
The name doesn't end.
yeah.
Yeah, they always say that you got to go to the States, blow up, and then come back here, and everyone's like, "Oh, yo, you're famous." It's like, well, you've been doing your thing. Every person can say that they've been doing their thing, and they don't get the support from anybody here until they go somewhere else and become, I guess, famous somewhere else before they're famous here.
Mhm.
One of my university professors was like a big time CBC radio host for years on years, and he told me that in school. He's like, Toronto's not the type of market you can make it in from that city. He's like, you gotta leave Toronto and maybe blow up in Vancouver for a bit, or Winnipeg, or Calgary, or something like that, and then come back to the city. So to see that you kind of did it from here, you're an outlier. You know,
Right.
you're like one of those people that kind of
Yeah,
broke
Honestly,
the mold. You know.
I feel like a lot more people just need to be honest with themselves because community is a buzzword that we throw around a lot now. But here's the thing. A lot of people assume that they're just owed community. They don't actually put in the work with said communities. And that's something that's so important. You want people to support you. Why aren't you supporting your people then? You know, like you can't just be caught up in your house expecting people to like woo 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 for you. It's just like, nah, like
And it's weird too because some people will network just based on the idea of networking. Like relationship in business is a really weird thing.
It's probably the most important thing, your relationship with people that you have.
Yeah, but like people don't really foster the relationship.
Right.
That's what I mean by
Right.
it. Like, you know, fostering it and making sure it's developing, checking in on that person, even if it's not business related. Like, yo, how was your day? Like, yo, happy birthday. Like little things like that. People rate those things.
right.
Toronto is the one night stand culture.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely is. Like,
Ooh,
yo, I met you that one time. You don't remember, fam? Now I'm ready to do business. That was 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago. I was in the club. I was off the shits. Like, I'm so sorry.
That's another thing, man. Stop trying to pitch me ideas in the club.
Please,
Like, I'm trying to drink and I'm
please,
trying
you
to
see
smoke
me
my
with a
weed.
big booty bitch, she throwing that ass back. I got my tequila in hand. You're trying to talk business. If you don't sit down and watch that fine ass with the rest of us, please, I beg. Like,
So where are some places that Bonnie frequents to have fun? Is that not allowed? We can't have
No, that's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay, I was like,
to be honest, I wouldn't say that there are specific places that I frequent to
Well, you
have
gotta shout
fun.
them out, 'cause,
yeah, there you
they're
go.
gonna- they're gonna
Definitely.
love you
Oh,
for
you're out
this
here talking
one.
about big booty bitches. There must be a place where you can get the big booty bitches. Let everybody know you can find them at.
Or a certain party that you
know, frequently, and there's big booty bitches there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. My manager's house. I'm sorry. We bring the bitches there. I don't know if I can say that.
Her face is turning red.
I'm scared. It's just like, yo, what happened? Where was I? I don't remember if I was with my manager or somebody else, but I remember pulling up to a spot and I was like, yo, where the hoes at? And my girl's like, we are the hoes. I was like, damn, you got me there. All right, time to fling bati. Let's get it.
Oh shit! I got a party with you.
All right. Parties are places that I frequent. Shout out to Jerk, Bambi. You already know Wagwan. Have you ever been to Jerk?
I have not been to Jerk.
Jerk is great. It's very forward, very boundary pushing music. Shout out to Bambi. She really does it for the queer Caribbean youths.
Yeah. Now that you say it, yeah. Isn't there one coming up soon or just passed?
I don't know if she's working on one now because she's definitely like in the studio working on her EP, but she normally does one summertime around Bana.
Big
So
Bambi.
Big Bambi.
Mhm. If you were to put something on a billboard in Toronto, what would you put?
If I was to put something on a billboard, it would probably be something outrageous. Like, what would I put on a billboard? Probably
What is
something.
a message the city needs to hear?
Yeah,
What is a mess? Ooh, from me?
Yeah.
Listen.
Keep it real. Don't hurt yourself, but keep it real, you know?
I can't save these hoes. I'm the Lord, not God.
Yeah. We'll put it on the billboard. I like that. We'll put it on the billboard.
What's for days over here?
Yeah, you're still here dropping bangers.
I'm
like, I'm about to
sorry.
use some of those. I'm about to drop a 1, 2.
Right.
Y'all check my
we
Twitter
not here
page. You see
saving
them,
hoes.
some of these
Okay,
quotes.
we pro ho, but I'm not saving hoes. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
pro ho, but we're not
You
saving
can be a
ho.
hobo, we're not saving you.
Yeah.
That's your own
Yeah.
thing. You have to fix it
Exactly.
and save yourself.
Mhm. If you can't save yourself, how the hell am I supposed to save you?
You can only lead a horse to water.
Right. Right.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm about to get some angry DMs. They'll be like, hoes? Who you calling the hoe? Sorry, babe. You know you my one and only.
Yo,
She gonna be like, cut the cameras. Dead ass. Yeah.
I feel like now that I'm getting to know you, like, you have a roster, don't you? Oh.
Next question.
I love it.
Y'all gonna
I
get
love
me
it.
in trouble.
I love it.
It's getting spicy. Ooh-wee.
You know, I'm sorry for putting you out there on blast like that. But you know, people gotta get to know you out here, trying to give them another side of you that they don't get to see. You're a loving person. You know, you have enough love to
thank
give,
you.
right?
That's one way to put it.
I like
Right.
I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to help you out.
All right. I fucks with him.
Yeah, right?
up. Yeah.
If y'all don't know, she out here giving love. Enough
Speaking
love.
of love, you have uh a style that kind of, you know, sets you apart. Why I think like certain brands reach out to you in the first place. You know what I mean? It reminds me kind of like 70s kind of technicolor type. Am I wrong? Like you can jump in if anytime I'm wrong, but I love it. It kind of reminds me of like, you know, like Black Essence of the 60s,
Love that.
70s.
Period.
And you know what I mean? Like, where did that start? How did you create that? Like, why was that the style you picked?
I wouldn't say I created it per se. Like
Well,
if
no, like
we're
in this generation,
if
you
we're
know?
gonna talk about like the Polaroid work that I do, which is probably what you're referring to, I got into that because I was really into Andy Warhol's Polaroid work, but I noticed that he didn't really photograph that many Black people.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they were famous. Like
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one of his books, and like you can literally count all the Black people on your hands. It's like Pele, O.J. Simpson, Diana Ross, Grace Jones.
And if we were to even take it deeper, that's funny because all of those people had nothing to say about race relations.
Right.
Which is kind of
See,
crazy
so for
that you bring
me,
that up.
the film that I shoot on is actually no longer in production. And when I was like looking into it, even other photographers that shoot this film, they don't really photograph Black people like that. So I'm very much I'm only photographing niggas, okay?
Okay.
And I've been called a reverse racist. I've been called a whole bunch of type of things from people who clearly just want to get shot by the Lord. But it's just like, yo, if you're not Black, keep it pushing. I'm so sorry.
But art is subjective, right? Like you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Right,
And I just feel like as Black artists, we actually have a responsibility to tell our own stories and take control of our own narratives. You know?
One preach, yeah, I like that. Like I'm
yeah.
feeling it. My hair here is.
Wow.
Yeah, my regimen. You know, I'm like, yo, you're pro-Black. Like I love it.
Right.
Brothers,
So
sisters, stand up.
What was the like Warhol, obviously, but what was the picture that you saw that like you were like, shit, this is me. This is what I gotta do moving forward. What was the one picture that stood out to
you? I don't know if it was any particular photo. It was more so like, hey, I really enjoy this style. How can I take it up with my own essence?
Right.
Which I think I've accomplished. But
you more than
Come accomplish it. Like you have your own style. Like come on, like don't do that to
guys,
yourself.
don't hype me up. My head's already big.
Don't do that. It's not big. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
We're not done.
My
I'm about
hat
to
barely
gas you
fitting.
up.
Chill.
I'm about to gas you up. Like
no, that's amazing because it's just like to see some of the brands that you know you have done work with. It's like you know you're obviously doing something right.
You know, I'm just a ting from Egg West doing the things. You know, like
so like you being so pro-Black, like how are you able to get that across to like these very dominant white brands? Like you know, clearly we got one sitting in front of us. Like how are you able to get your idea across to them?
I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all. I don't really give a fuck. Like, listen,
okay.
at the end of the day, y'all want me because it looks good for you. So you're going to do whatever I need you to do. Okay? And I feel like a lot of people feel the need, you know, like you get into certain spaces, like you automatically code switch as like a, you know, it's more so like a safety precaution. But for me,
shrinking. Like
yeah. And for me, it's just like, yo, listen, I already made it through the door, so I ain't got to prove nothing to y'all, okay? I remember there was one specific client, I will not name them out of, you know, being professional.
Because you want to keep working.
Right. Yeah. And I remember they had like their higher ups come in for the shoot. I was modeling, I wasn't shooting, but they had their higher ups come in for the shoot, and I had just like come out of being styled, and you know, I'm just being me, I'm shooting the shit, I'm chilling with everybody, and one of the higher ups is just like, my God, like we love you. You're so urban. And I look at them and I'm just like, urban? I'm just like, yo, these are the people that are in charge of telling the masses what's cool. You're dripless. You're also white, but you're like, excuse me, you're not telling me what's cool. I'm telling you what's cool, okay? Like
we are the inventor of the sauce. You know, we drop the sauce. We are the seasoning. We know how to do it. I get it.
I feel like a lot more creatives, like they just need to like embrace that part of themselves. Like, don't be scared of these white people just because they got the bag and da 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 da. Like, yo, just be you, because at the end of the day, you're the sauce.
Was it? I'm sorry to cut you off, but was it something that Was it just going through years of the industry, or was it just your own kind of confidence that gave you this thought process or prowess? Like, where did you gain this confidence from?
Truth be told, I'm very socially inept when talking to white people, just because where I grew up, white people were the minority. So it wasn't until like I moved downtown, started hanging around Queen West, I had to be in rooms and settings with these people, but never have I ever felt, oh my God, I have to dim my light because so-and-so's gonna think I'm too ghetto. Duh, duh, duh. Like, bro, who cares? I'm black and I'm proud. What's up?
I love
Like,
it.
what
I
we
love
really
it. I love
doing?
it.
What we
Yeah,
doing?
I love it.
No, I'm honestly overjoyed. I did not know this was what this.
This is
was
who
what
you
the-
are.
I
Yeah,
have
like
no,
I
have
knew
no
you were
idea.
pro-black from like obviously look at research, but I wasn't expecting it to be so forefront in my face
So
like
maybe you
this.
can, give us a little insight on your favorite book.
Ooh, favorite book.
We saw one in your press kit, but we're not.
Oh,
Right,
yes,
so
sirski. That book is called, it is, We Need a Revolution. It is a book on Black feminism and art. And, wow, that's actually, yeah, that's one of my favorite books. That book definitely really inspired me and shaped how I view how Black artists should move going forward, just because the book talks about how back in the day, yeah, like Black artists, like we already had to struggle with like competing against like white artists, but for Black women artists, not only did they have to deal with racism, but they had to deal with sexism as well. So it's a good read. You should
it's
check it
hard for
out.
Black women. It's
Yeah,
hard.
shout out
It's
to Black
hard.
women.
It's hard. It's hard.
Listen, we wouldn't be where we are today without a Black woman. So
That's
I know I
definitely true.
wouldn't.
right,
Shout out to my
right.
mama, you know?
Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for cussing.
All right.
Don't show it to grandma, please. She gonna put me in church real quick.
Yeah, she be like, yo, there with the boy with the mask. Them.
Lord
No, come.
Jesus. Back in church.
Sunday, right now. I'm gonna call you this Sunday, right
Exactly.
now. Forward.
Oh man.
All right, yo. So next question is, be honest. Is it talent versus connection? Which one is more important and why?
I tell people this all the time. The people you know will get you places, but what you know will keep you there. Straight up. Like, sure, like knowing certain people and having certain connections will get you through the door. But if you do not have the talent to back that, you're wasting everybody's time.
And have you ran into situations where you've had to either work with people that
Only
didn't
have the
have
connections.
only have the connections and no talent, or because there's a like in Toronto alone, there's a lot of people that say, "I got this plug, I'm this, I'm that," and then you show up to the work and you're like, "What's going on?"
See, I would say that like I'm lucky enough that I get to essentially call who I work with. Like I get to make the choice. Like I have I'm shooting a magazine cover for this queer magazine next month.
Okay.
And they're just like, yeah, you have full creative control. Like you can do the casting, you can do this, da 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 da. And yeah, I'm lucky enough that I get to make the choices and people trust me enough to make the right choices.
So you and the management just going to in the meetings and just punch through the wall. I'm like, yo, this is what we're demanding. Put it on the fucking table. I'm signing, and you guys just close the door and walk out.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what it's
much.
really sounding like. You
Yeah,
guys are just
you know?
punching through shit, just yelling at people. This is the list, all right? And you
I
just walk
promise
out.
I'm not a diva. I'm not. But like I feel like
I don't think you're a diva. I definitely think that you're like everything has to be set in stone and how you want it to be done.
Absolutely.
Versus it being like kind of like this mixing tornado of garbage going around in there. You just get in there, you say what you guys want. They say we agree. You sign and you just close the door.
Yeah,
You
pretty
get the
much.
work done,
Mhm.
and then here we are talking, and how sick it is, right?
Right.
I like
Fire.
that.
We did it.
So, like, you've dealt with brands from like McDonald's to Chanel to Bape. Do you like it more when you're kind of doing it for their story as opposed to your story, or do you like it when you have you have full creative freedom for sure, but you must do other things that are kind of just free to yourself, projects that you fall in love with and want to do on your own, so on and so forth, like the show you have coming up? What's more fun?
Straight up, like my own work is more fun. But at the end of the day, I gotta do shit and make sure them invoices clear so I can do the things I want to do. You know,
Bills
like
have to pay.
That's a good
You know what I
answer.
mean?
Right.
That was a good
Taxes
answer.
have to pay.
That's a good
facts.
question.
Like, listen, I tell people, especially to like younger photographers coming up, it sucks, but like you got to do a lot of free work before you get to a point where like you're the
Talk
boss.
to them now.
You
Tell
know,
them
and
again.
like
Tell them
I
again.
know some people feel like I'm not doing this for free, and like I totally get that, I totally respect that, but you have to pay your dues. You have to pay your dues.
Otherwise, you're just a prostitute. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can just continue to ask people for money for work, but there are certain things you have to do to get to the next step. And not everything comes with a dollar value. Sometimes it's a connection
Exactly.
value. Sometimes it's a networking value. So,
And like even outside of like creative fields, like I feel like any job you work in, like, hey, you're gonna have to do bitch work before you get to the topper. You feel me?
any
And
corporate job you work in, they're giving
right,
you more work that's outside of your job scope.
right, you gonna be out there fetching the motherfucking coffee
Yeah, for no
before you
right
before
there.
you at the desk signing off the executive orders. Okay,
You already
like we all
know your
gonna start
manager's
somewhere.
favorite coffee order. You know,
Right.
sandwich.
Right.
2 creams, 1 sugar.
She
Yeah,
takes a
man.
black, by the way.
I feel like that's an inside joke. I feel
Oh
like
no, she really does.
Oh.
It's because we were struggling with the coffee.
Black, eh?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know.
You can't talk after the shit? No? Okay. She's scared. She's scared of me. She's scared
Brother.
of me. From the
My bad, my
from
bad.
the DMs and the interactions, I felt like she was scared. I'm a nice guy.
Y'all should be scared of her, actually. She's scary.
You're Wolf of Wall Street? Oh, shit.
If only the audience could see the way she's peering through our souls right
Yo.
now.
Yeah, you know,
I've
trying
been
to stab
feeling it
us.
the whole interview, yo. Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
All right, yo. You see new girls so much. What is one photo that you still look at to this day that you've taken in the past that still makes you emotional to this day?
Emotional.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're like, oh my god, I did it. That's me.
There's a reason behind that emotion.
There's
yo.
a photo I took maybe 2020, I think. This was during the height of the BLM protests, and we had a protest here for Regis, and I brought my camera with me. I don't ever really shoot black and white, but like whatever. I had a roll of black and white film, popped into my camera, and there's someone holding a sign, and it says, "There's not a black woman that I can't thank," and that photo really does it for me, you know?
Yo, that one hit me. So,
Right. Once
Okay.
again, shout out to black women.
Yo, because honestly, let me just say this for a second. Black women right now are getting the bad rap. It's like they're already at the bottom of the totem pole, like, subjectively to whoever thinks that, But it's like more than ever, it's like they're just getting ragged on right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yo, it's
you have
because
to
they
big
have
up the
these
black woman on
losers
chat.
on
Right.
television being the standard for what everybody sees. Like, what's that show called on the Zeus Network? What's that one? That one.
Baddies?
Yo, that one is
Baddie, shot
one-
a clap.
Yo, that's a brain cell killer. Whenever I see my dogs watching that, I'm like,
Honestly
oh,
though,
gosh.
I don't like that take because there's girls that are of every nation that are twerking in their videos,
Yeah, for
that
sure.
are skinning out.
But the thing
popping
is,
pussy, you know what I
when
mean?
people see, like, when people put black women in a box, that's what they're attaching it to.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, like, it's unfortunate. But just like you said, every culture, every way of life, they have their baddies, they have their ratchets, they have their
Right.
ghetto,
Right.
and they're not being promoted. Only ours is.
Let's not
Only
get
our
it-
negativity is being
Let's not
promoted
get
on
into
the
the poor
media.
whites. Let's not do it.
You
Come
want to
on, Trailer
Trailer
Parks.
I like
Oh, brother.
What's something that you want to tell to the next generation of black creators?
What is something?
Like, we've gone over some things, but like specifically, like something that you feel like they need to know now. Because the world's in a weird place, right? It's kind of like the shift is coming. We can all feel it. We can all feel,
Yo, on some
niggas
real
is
shit.
climbing that hill,
On some real shit. Watch your back and protect your neck, because I see a lot of younger creatives working with certain people, and like I understand that like it's more so of a career move, like they're trying to get ahead, but
Right.
also you got to be mindful that some people aren't your people, and they will, once they get the opportunity to, just
Snake you.
in the back. So I just like at this point, just really focus on fostering your own community. And like I said, like I know the word community gets thrown around a lot, but you really got to find your people, because I know when we talk about like raising a child, we say it takes a village, but that also stands in terms of like building your creative career. Like it takes a village, you know? Like
Right.
there are so many people who have like helped me, whether it's like, you know, I need a model for something, or I need like a studio space, or like da 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 da. And like, just, I love a good barter. Bring back bartering.
Yo, trust me,
You know,
bro.
like, hey,
Scratch my back, I'll scratch
right. Like,
yours.
listen,
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah.
I really need this right now. I ain't got the funds, but I got all of this. What can we do? And yeah.
So now when I have funds, like, oh, you need to learn an event? Yo, here's a stack. Yo.
Right,
I'll
right.
support you. I'll support what
I
you're
feel
doing.
like there's so many people who get like caught up in like clout demons and shit. Like, don't fall victim to a clout demon. Don't do it. Don't fall victim to the clout
We've
demons,
had a couple
guys.
of them around us, so I get it.
See, you know,
I
and
want to wear a mask too. Like, no, you don't.
some of these people, they're very good at disguising themselves, real wolf in sheep's clothing. But nah, you really gotta solidify like your people and build on that. And you know, like the right people will come. You're also gonna attract a lot of the wrong people because they're gonna see what you have and they're gonna want that. But you gotta make sure, like, stand your ground, stand on business.
I think it has a lot to do with this microwave society we live in nowadays. Like everybody wants to go from I just picked up my camera from Henry's to I'm shooting for Vogue. And I don't understand that. Like I don't understand why people believe that you don't have to take steps to get to where you're going. And that's
Oh.
why you see a lot of these fake
For
relationships and so
sure.
on and
But
so
at the
forth.
same time, like in regards to that, like we have a lot of people who seemingly just like blow up real quick, like faster than they even anticipated, you know? Like we live in an age where like we have access to like so much content at any given moment
Right.
that people look at that and they're just like, oh, like if they got like 1 million views on this TikTok, they're getting all these brand deals, da 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 da. I can do that too. And it's just like, baby, baby.
It ain't
But
so
that
easy as
boy-
it
It
seems.
ain't, you
It ain't
know? Or
easy like
like,
that.
I feel like there's also a lot of like misconceptions with certain people where like you look at them and you're just like, oh yeah, like they like blew up. And like, listen, what did I say? It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah.
So many people, they don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into the
Can you
work.
do my copywriting? Because you
Absolutely.
have all the bars.
I got
I'm not
you.
gonna lie.
I got you.
This girl's barred up.
Just
still.
link her. Like, yeah, I'm trying to, you know, this I need a tweet
Right.
today. Just
Write
holla at me.
something
Right.
down.
Add it
Like-
to the resume.
Oh my god. No, that's intense.
What is something that you want young creatives to unlearn, though?
You don't need white people to get where you need to go.
Okay, I like that.
I'm
That's
so
the bar.
sorry. Like you really like listen. Hold
That's
on,
a
let
bar.
let me sip this real quick because
I'm sitting up for this one.
you do not need white people to get where you need to go. You know how I was just talking about that shoot and how so and so is in charge of telling people like what's
Urban.
cool and shit. You don't need these people. You don't. Like I feel like when we talk about like Toronto talent and creatives, like it's very much a crab in a bucket mindset. But it's just
Mhm.
like, bro, like see, one thing I really appreciate about like London culture, especially like back when like grime was like popping off, it's like
Right.
them niggas may not fuck with each other, but they realize like, hey, we're from the ends, we're putting each other on.
Yo, that's very interesting you bring that up because I'm a London head and I love the culture and the women. So
And the women.
it's
Ooh.
funny because they kind of grew their own industry of music.
Yeah.
Like, they had to grow it from garage radio to freestyles under a bridge to
Mhm.
you know
Tim
what I mean?
Westwood, all
now,
that
Yeah.
shit.
now guys
Yeah.
are making like, you know,
Millions of
millions,
dollars.
almost. Look at Skepta. Skepta's out of this world right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see that, and it's just like if Toronto could only take on that mentality, but Toronto's in a weird place based on, you know, A, geography. We're so close to New York City, so like a lot of people just skip town. And then B, we've never really fully been left out. Like London was like, people were just like, fuck that music. I don't understand that shit. The accents, fuck that. I'm not even gonna listen. I'm not even gonna give it a chance.
Right.
But we've had Drake, we've had The Weeknd, we've had Tory, we've had, you know, people dibble and dabble. We had Glenn Lewis even before that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So we've dibbled and dabbled, but it's just never been a situation where we were really left on an island to fend for ourselves.
I feel like, and I've said this before to other people, it's like, yo, Toronto's just the like bratty younger sibling that's like constantly living in the shadow of its like cool older siblings. And it's just like, yo, we're cool too, man. Like,
Yeah, trust me.
you
No,
know?
I agree. I agree 1,000%.
You know?
I definitely agree
It
1000%.
throws me off. It throws me off a lot.
We gotta
because-
do better. And like, I feel like a lot of people, they think that the cheat code is let's garner attention somewhere else, come back home and, you know, blow up. But like, we really have to like foster what we have here. And
Yeah, the community here, it needs to develop. I think, like, going back to what you said, I think it's more so the fact that I don't think all the hoods have ever truly had to link up, regardless of wherever they're from in the city. It's always these individual divides and stuff like that. So I think, like, going back to what you're saying in London, like, even though like they all hate each other, they're all still trying to put each other on here. It's like, nah, like I'm a Saga man. I'm not gonna talk to anybody else. I'm from Egg West. I'm not talking to anybody else. I'm from the East. And I'm not talking to anybody else. Only like
my
once
thing
that
is,
kind of ends, I think that's when we'll be able to see it, because in each pocket of the city, everybody's doing their own thing. But they're not, if they all were supposed to just link up, like, you know, and become like Captain America, Captain Power.
The Avengers?
Yeah, you know, like it'd be like that'd be mad, like.
But yo, that's what I mean when I say like, yo, like we really get in our own way over here because, you know, like unfortunately we've seen in the past where like certain mans from certain ends will like garner attention. They're climbing. And then, you know, unfortunately, like they get taken out. And it's like, why are we looking at this as I need to eliminate my ops or the competitions? Why not look at it as, yo, you and I, we can make a fucking bag together, okay? And like, you know how you brought up baddies earlier? It's like, yo, them bitches will be in the crib just and then in the fucking club securing the bag together.
Like we're here just popping a bottle, and then
right.
after they're gonna be like, I fucking hate you, bitch.
Right, like I just told you to go suck yourself, and now we're fucking slinging bati at each other. Like, you know, like people, you gotta get your priorities straight and like
Learn from
look
the
at the.
Russians.
I guess Batty has something to teach us all. Then I guess I gotta take my
I'm
statement
not
back.
co-signing it, but you know, like one of the homies told me.
Blickhead.
Yeah, big up Blickhead, huh?
Oh
The
man,
queen.
yo.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting all these like twists and turns. Like my head is bothered up. Like
You
that's
never
gonna be
know
all
what you gonna
serious.
get with the Lord.
Definitely, I was not expecting all this with the Lord. Like wow, like you know.
Oh.
All right, so let's keep it going. What's one time period in history you would love to shoot in if you could, you know, have a time machine?
If I could have a time machine,
Yeah.
ooh, yo, Studio 54.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I would have killed.
Okay.
You know, ooh, the people, the drugs,
Yes.
the music, like. Wow, like that would have been like
Acrobatics.
exactly. That would have been some like prime
I heard
time
about
shit.
that basement. It was
Mhm.
crazy. The
And it's funny
mattresses.
because someone actually tweeted the other day. They were just like, "Yo, so like, what is the new age like Studio 54?" And it's like, "Yo, we don't have one."
No.
You know, like people go out and like they're so focused
Too
on like,
segregated.
yeah, or
Everybody's trying to
like,
be cool, man. It's about how cool can I be in the club to get this many likes
like,
on
bro,
my
put
story.
your fucking phone down and shake some ass. How about that?
It's
Like-
almost like a fake diversity. Like we're forced into this fake diversity to, you know, everybody believe in whatever, and then it really kind of equals everybody being segregated outside.
Mm-hmm.
But back in those days, it was full of segregation, so you had to find a place where you could blend in with people who were just like-minded, regardless of race, color, creed, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and have fun,
Yeah.
right? But now it's just like, there's a lot of like fake attitudes in the
Oh,
world.
100%. 100%.
Mhm.
And like honestly, like when we look at like many collectives back in the day that like we now idolize, it's like, yo, that shit was all underground. These people weren't trying to, you know, like be in places that they knew they weren't welcomed in. They knew they weren't welcome and they're just like, okay, cool. Like I'm just chill with my people them. We're gonna do our thing. And boom. We
We
look
gotta-
back and we're
yeah.
just like, yo, that's some legendary shit.
We
Like-
gotta, yeah, that's
We gotta go back
honestly,
to that,
we
like-
gotta get back to the point where the culture drives the cameras
Yes.
instead of the cameras driving the culture.
Right.
Because it's just like, I've thrown collectives in the past where we didn't want anybody to bring cameras or even phones inside. You know what I mean? And eventually, you know, we ended up on big time blogs or whatever back in the day. You know, but it's just like so many people are just doing it for the gram. doing it for the
Right.
TikTok, doing
Right.
it for the looks. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's refreshing to know there's people like yourself out there still.
Listen,
care.
guys, offline is the
Appreciate it.
new online. Go live your life. Just like at the end of the day, we're all
Another tagline. Like,
at the end of the day, we're all gonna take a nice juicy dirt nap. So live your life. Like have fun. My thing is like especially with work. If I'm not having fun, why am I doing it? If I'm not enjoying myself, why am I here?
that pushes us into the new question,
Ooh.
okay, or the next question. So now that you found the success in photography and so on and so forth, do you ever look back and say like, damn, I wish I was still playing sports a little bit? Or
Damn.
do you ever kind of just be on TV sometimes or see, you know, somebody who's doing
I'm
it big
not
and you're
gonna
like,
lie.
way better than Danielle?
All right. So for those in the room that don't know, I used to do track and soccer when I was younger. Got
Hold
hit.
on, track. What events?
Oh, just like relay and shit. You know, I never. Yeah.
Okay.
I got hit by a car. I had to do physiotherapy for 2 years, and because of
Jeez.
that, it really like pushed me more into doing art. But yeah, for sure, like I look back at like just like how freeing running felt and stuff like that, and I'm just like, damn, like you know what,
I'm a track man myself.
you
You know,
know,
once you hit that 60 meters and you just feel
yo,
that pop
you
and
know,
speed.
like I miss it for sure. But you know, I try to find like other ways to like stay active, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I do miss it. Though, you know what? I had to get hit by that car. I had to. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here talking.
That's true, but it's sad to say. Like,
That's
I'm so sorry.
deep,
I couldn't
yo.
help
I
it.
had to get
I
hit by
couldn't
that
help
car.
it.
I'm
It's
still
like
here
Jazz and Fresh Prince's fly. Oh, like, this
Okay.
has to happen. I'm like, oh, shit. No, that's crazy.
though.
That's crazy. Oh, man.
All right. I gotta ask you another question. You're very like out there. So, what's one trend in photography that needs to die today?
Brother,
Tell us. Tell us.
brother, there's gonna be so people mad at me. Oh my god. Okay.
Don't make too many enemies. You know, take it easy.
Nah, it's fine. I got it's whatever. Like
Don't worry, she's free to go. Go on.
my thing is everyone who has ever been mad at me, I've told them drop the Audi and then niggas get shook. So I don't really care. Oh, sorry, she said wrap it up. She said wrap it up. All right. We not spinning blocks. We're sweet baby angels out here. But sorry, what was the question again?
One trend in photography that has to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that nostalgia is everyone's favorite drug. It's one of mine as well. But I really cannot stand the digicam trend. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm not with it. Same with iPhone photography. Like I'm not, and I understand. Like, listen, at the end of the day, like you should be able to use whatever tool that you have
Right.
to get the work done. But like iPhone photography, it doesn't do it for me. Unless Apple want to sponsor me and give me a little something.
They're gonna try to change your
You
mind.
know?
After this, and be like, yo, get that girl's ad, send her the whole package, the iPhone 99 with the big screen and everything, you know?
See the bus going by.
But you was on Balaclava talking all that shit. Hell yeah, I was and what? Now I got that new iPhone.
Yo, that commercial would be mine. That would be crazy.
Holy.
They're gonna clip all parts from this.
Right.
So we're going back and forth in your life. What is something that your younger self deserves some applause for now that you're at this stage in your life? Like looking back at your younger self, what are you thanking yourself for that you did?
Don't say the card.
And don't say you got
Yeah, don't say the card, please, cause why? That was off like.
The car licked me down.
I know, I was like, shit happened. I'm like, whoa.
Yo, when that woman came out of her minivan, she was looking at me. And I got hit by a minivan.
Yo,
bro.
all right, that was I understand the shift now. Like that was.
I flew 10 feet. I like skidded on the pavement. I don't know if I still have the scar on my arm, but yeah, that's what I'm talking. You think a fucking minivan gonna take me out? I'm a bad bitch, not a sad bitch. The fuck. But what would I thank my younger self for? Definitely my resilience, but that was probably because I was mentally ill and unmedicated. But shout out to that. Shout out to all the mentally ill baddies.
I'm not even gonna ask.
My next question is, since we're talking about your past, so now, what's one soft flex in your career that you don't talk about enough?
Shaking Skepta's hand.
Hold on, Skepta.
Yeah, I have a photo of Skepta somewhere online, but I've encountered Skepta 3 times. Here's the thing. When I first started shooting, I got hired to like shoot a lot of like parties and like celebrities and shit. And I don't really get starstruck. But Skepta?
Saying the dark skin got to you.
Yo, Nigerian Eagle. Call me right now. Right now, okay? Yeah, definitely like, yo, having a bottom on like Skepta dap you up in the club, no one could talk to me that night. I was just like, yeah.
Do you get like a...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
He had his Henny bottle in hand. He was off the shits. He definitely do not remember it, but like, I do. Either that or a lot of people don't know this actually. Like years ago, I went to Complex Con and Andre 3000 was like walking through the crowd, and I was just like, oh my God. And he just like fucking shook my hand and like kept it moving. And I was like, 3 Stacks touched me.
That energy.
You can't tell me shit.
More love, more success. Like that man is he's an angel to me. He's like hip hop's angel.
Right. You know? I don't know if you saw his show here when he was playing his little flute.
No,
I didn't get to see that.
He was bigging up Toronto. He was talking about how like there used to be like a studio out here that he would do work out of, and I'm just like, yo, if people
Orange Room? Was it the Orange Room?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm just like, yo, if only people knew how many of their favorite musicians have a tie to Toronto.
Yeah, a lot of artists have their moment here for like a 6 months, and they drop all their favorite hits are from this time where they are here recording it.
I have a lot of friends in New York, LA, Miami, Atlanta, and I keep telling them, I'm like, Toronto's responsible for a lot of the things that you guys hold dear.
Right.
And you don't even know that it was a Toronto nigga or...
Don't tell Americans that, though. They'll fight you on it.
They fight me every day. Like, phone conversations, they're like, nah, you guys don't have no sauce. And I'm like, yo, this guy's producer was from Toronto. This guy's, writer was from Toronto. Like,
nah, fam, you don't know what you're talking about. You're like, okay, man.
It's like, sir, do you even have a passport? This is why there's bare confusion. Y'all don't have passports. Y'all need to come up here and see what we got going on, and then you'll understand.
Yeah, big up like landlord Morrison. A lot of people, probably don't remember him, but Effers and Frank was a staple on Queen Street for a lot of years, and he was responsible for collabs with Tommy Hilfiger, Don C, you name it. You know what I mean? And he just kind of kept his head down to the ground. He didn't want no praise for it, but like certain names like that. And yourself, we just gotta big up more. Like, people who are actually doing stuff, not these fakers that are out there just that want fame. Like, people like yourself that just, keep their head down, work hard, like, you gotta be praised.
Love what you do, and you rate it.
For real, because I'm like, who the fuck is this fucking we ever interviewed? Nah, I don't know what I'm saying? I was like,
this is a loser.
No, because we get hit with a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? And then I started, looking through the work, and I'm like, oh shit. What
I be out here.
I was like, I want a picture. Like,
oh my God, I should brought my camera. This would have been so wholesome.
Yeah, so
it's okay. That just means we gotta link again.
One of these, like,
you have to do a cutie picture video,
No, so yeah, big up yourself, man.
Big up y'all, because at the end of the day, like, people don't know about people like me if it isn't for people like y'all. You feel me? Like, you're taking time out of your day to sit down with a silly old bitch like me and have a silly, goofy, fun time. Like,
tell yourself that you're lovely, you're beautiful.
No, I'm definitely a silly bitch.
Smart,
I love
taking
silly
photos. Everything, you're creative.
Thanks. Wow.
You shook Skepta's hand. You
Skepta,
like, can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone who was at apartment 200 that night, whoo-wee.
From your Skepta story, you're official. You're official. So, let's say Toronto was a person.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How would you, I don't know, photograph that? Like, how would you bring that together through your work? How would you show the world Toronto?
I feel like I already do that because it doesn't matter where I am in the world. Listen, hardly home, but always repping. Like, listen, the homies in New York be clowning me about my accent, and I'm just like, yeah,
fam.
You know what? Nice it.
This is how I
I hate when I'm in New York and my homies are like, yo, you cheese me, fam. I'm just like, bro, if you don't shut the fuck up, like, you know I don't sound like that. You know.
No, my cousin from the States, he's on the accent. He'll just be sending me like random memes of like these like random white dudes trying to like, yo, dog. I'm like, nobody talks like
Nobody,
that.
that's another
Nobody
thing.
here like that. Nobody here talks like
I be
that.
trying to tell people, I'm just like, yo, all them silly Toronto memes that you see online, first of all, those are fucking OTers from fucking Oakville coming here trying to cosplay as the culture. Like, sir, if you don't hop on your fucking GO train, get out of my face. Not dissing the GO train. People gotta get to where they need to be. Shout out public transit. It's not even public, it's private, isn't it?
Yeah,
Whoops.
it's technically private,
Yeah,
but
my
you know,
bad.
it's like
You
it's
know?
like it's technically the premium.
Yeah,
You know, it's the premium.
yeah.
You're on the GO transit. You're living life a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like $10 on one
This
way.
is just a question that I have just based on the conversation. Like being, you know,
Not the side, brother.
I want to think
Brother.
about how I word it. It's like being successful, being black, being in the industry you're in. Do you ever kind of get imposter syndrome? Do you ever feel like maybe I shouldn't be in this room, but I'm in here anyway and I'm taking this bread? Or, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel like, do you ever get, because a lot of, you know, black people go through that. They get to a certain point, they feel bad, they go back to the hood and get shot for no reason. Like, they shouldn't even have been back in the hood. You know what I mean? But do you ever go through that just based on success?
I would say that my imposter syndrome isn't, oh, like I'm in this room and like I shouldn't be. Like, no, like I need to be everywhere. Like, y'all are blessed by the presence of the Lord. Thank you. I would say that my imposter syndrome is more so I'm very hard on myself. I have very high expectations for myself because I know the caliber of work that I have produced and can produce. So for me, I'm constantly like, I need to work harder. I need to work harder. I need to work harder. But if anything,
That comes from sports for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But if anything, like long story short, I had a tumble last year, ended up concussed, dislocated my leg.
Well, that
I
means
like
more prosperity is coming, right? Just like the car crash. Like,
I hope so. I hope so. But it wasn't until going through all of that that I was just like, oh, it's okay to rest. It's okay to like this is something that I'm still very much struggling with, but more so like, you know, tech time. Like it's okay.
It's crazy the megalomania that black people have to go through.
Right.
You know? Like it's kind of weird that we don't feel like human unless we're producing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily life. That's not life at all.
No, for sure.
Sometimes you do have to sit down, smell the roses, look at a 1-2 work you did before and be like, yo, that was me still,
Yo,
you know?
facts, like,
but we never do it.
Listen, man, I'm trying to be on a beach in Mexico with my titties out. Okay? Like, I'm trying to unlearn and like this is something that everybody needs to.
I'm a new beach specialist too, like OG MacG with the mask on, and I'm just
mask. No way, you just have your buddy out with the mask on. That's crazy.
It's like the reverse of the sunglass pad.
Yo. But yeah, I feel like we all like hustle culture has done a number on all of us, and we need to unlearn that. We got to prioritize rest and like taking care of ourselves. Like, there's no need to work yourself into an early grave, you know?
It's not worth it because at the end of the day,
see, I'm saying all of this now, but the minute those cameras turn off, I'm about to.
Yo, I gotta shoot tomorrow. I gotta get it.
You know, like I gotta pick up these prints for the show. Damn, you know, like.
Yeah, I feel you, man. But
speaking of that, talk about your shows coming up just now.
Brother. So yeah, I have a show next week, I think.
10 days. 10 days, 11, 9 days. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have put pressure on.
Jesus.
You're okay. You're a superstar. No worry. This is not your first time doing with pressure.
It's not. I haven't shown work in Toronto in quite some time. It's been
because you were at the Warner event.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I had like a couple pieces up, but like
that was kind of more of a speaking.
Yeah. I haven't done a solo show here in years, so like this is like a very highly anticipated thing. And one thing that I struggle with is being perceived, because I'm just like, damn. I know. I'm always
After the conversation we just
But like, here's the thing: I'm
used.
always behind the camera, not in front. So like this year,
Well, I'm
I'm
just saying, like, your attitude, you're like,
Thanks.
you know, like,
You're out
you're
there.
a big presence.
Yeah, like
I know. I fill up a room. I'm sorry, my big ass head.
nah, it's
No,
not one of those. It's not one of those.
It's not a
It's a
bad
good. Like you
thing.
bring energy, good
Don't
vibes. Like you
shrink
know.
yourself. It's not a bad thing.
It's
It's
a
not a
good-
bad thing.
I really do have a big head though, y'all.
No, you don't. Unless you
That's
like.
that's why they ain't get me a balaclava. My head too big for it.
It doesn't shrink your head. It's just me. It just makes it look bigger. You can
Yeah,
tell.
like
My head looks huge in this.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the show. Like I touched on earlier, I've been able to get my hands on a bunch of this film, and for the past 3 years, I've just been traveling the world photographing only Black folk. So I've been to obviously Toronto, Montreal, New York, Detroit, Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, London, and Paris. So
there's
this
Negroes
show,
there's Negroes in Japan.
brother,
I didn't know that.
brother.
Like I know there's like a 1-2 student, but like for you to do a whole like film up there and have a whole collection, like
brother, there's
The
Negroes in
dance
Japan.
hall scene's big out there.
I know, but that's like the Japanese people. We're not talking about the Negroes. Like how much you get? Like you put like a Facebook ad and like 5 of them
Honestly,
came out, or
Yo,
like you know, like,
shout out Twitter, to be honest. Like,
okay.
you know, Twitter be chaotic, but it's a tool, and if you use it right, it will give you what you
I
need.
think it's the best out of all social
Oh,
It's
media.
my favorite.
absolutely.
It's my fucking favorite out of all of them.
Absolutely. I've seen some of the best and worst things on Twitter.
Twitter
Listen,
can
Twitter.
go from like deep quote by like Aristotle and go like straight to point. You're like, what happened?
Yo,
What happened?
Twitter is the honestly. I always tell people like I can just be in here, like yeah, just like yo, what are you doing? I'm on Twitter. I'm just in my Twitter world, enjoying my life. Like
right.
yo, my
Never
favorite
mind
one.
Black Twitter. Never mind.
Yo,
Never mind.
those were the best days of Twitter.
Yo.
Black Twitter days. Oh my
Brother.
gosh! I remember when Rihanna and Sierra were getting into it. Oh my
Brother.
gosh, good times, man.
I've seen some of the, like I said, the best. And yo, till this day, I will never forget. There's this one. There's this one tweet where these two things are fighting, and the girl's like, "Go suck your mom," and the ting replies, "She's like, my mom's dead." The girl goes, "Go suck our bones then."
Oh my god.
Lives in my mind rent free.
You're waiting to use it, eh?
Yo, I went. Listen, moms are. I don't talk about people's moms because listen, if someone talks about my mom, we're beefing.
That's automatic
But
stuff.
reading that, I was like,
Yo, Twitter is the funniest place. Yo,
oh, shout out
honestly.
Twitter. People act like IG's what's up. Nah, baby.
Nah, Twitter.
It's all about-
Everything that's funny on IG comes from Twitter.
Exactly.
Everything. Like most of this funny stuff from the internet comes from Twitter.
Exactly. You know those ones where like people will send you something on Instagram and you're just like, bitch, this was on Twitter like 4 weeks ago.
Like, yo, you're like, holy, like, you guys are
The
lazy, you're
joke
laughing
done-
about,
the
like,
joke done still now.
we're
Like, you're
done.
like-
We're on the next thing here.
Exactly.
Okay, so to wrap, we always ask everybody this question, based on the fact that we wear masks. Everybody wears a mask. Whether that
You about to
be-
ask me to take off my wig, huh?
No.
Brother! Cut the cameras.
No.
Deadass.
Everybody wears a mask, whether it's us, like wearing a real one, or, you know, the proverbial mask where you kind of got to put on a front somewhere in life. Where do you wear that mask?
Oh my
Do you
God.
wear it in your professional life? Do you wear it at home? Do you wear it around your friends? Like, or do you not want to wear one at all? Be real with us.
This is good. See, I wouldn't say that I wear a mask. However, I'm gonna say something, and you guys are gonna be like, "That's not true." I struggle with social anxiety, so
So we're not hearing all the real thoughts. We're hearing kind of
selected
We're
thoughts.
seeing the mask right now, kind of. What you're saying.
I mean, like this interview could be 10 times worse. Like I could be like on some like but like I'm bullying, you know, like y'all are chill, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I normally have like a guard up because I'm just like, niggas be asking too many questions. What the hell you want from me? Da 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 da,
This is a
bruh.
police station.
Right. You the feds? You the feds?
We're definitely not the
Period.
feds.
No, we're fucking.
Period.
But we
No,
did hear a
we're-
snitch who pays 80 bands a year. Yeah. See?
80 bands.
Yeah, 80 bands to be a snitch.
Yeah, we're doing a segment on that coming up on our next show. You can find snitch jobs on ZipRecruiter now. So
80
if
bands.
you want to be a legal informant, you can find a job on ZipRecruiter.
Oh my
But
god.
anyway, moving forward,
All my brothers need to stay dangerous. That's crazy. That's
where can people find you online, or, you know?
send me a carrier pigeon. You're laughing. You're laughing. Send me a. Where can people find me? The streets. Just kidding.
Okay, future. Okay.
Last name Lord on most social platforms.
How do you spell it?
LASTNAMELORDE. Yeah. If you go out of your way to go on Twitter and you want to fight me over a tweet, I was hacked.
Oh no. All right. Wow. I don't think we've ever been let into an artistic mind like this before, and I really appreciate.
Y'all calling
it.
me crazy?
No, I just.
No,
I
you gave us
appreciate-
I feel like I
The
get
realness of it
everything.
all.
Like, you know, like if I see your imagery like next again, I'm like, wow, like I can bring that moment from our conversation and like I can feel
love
it. That's
that.
all.
You know what? You know what's something I get a lot? People often tell me that like I'm very intimidating, and it's just like, guys, I'm the most unserious person I know. Like
Yeah.
unserious. I'm telling y'all, thank God I got hit by that car.
You know what's funny
and, like,
about that? I've been laughing at the fact that you flew 10 feet. Like, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
dude.
Like, I'm just thinking about your body. It's like,
yo, brother.
and then you skidded too.
And then-
Yo.
yeah.
Like, I'm fucked for saying that now that you got hurt again, you're gonna be more. I'm
Right.
sorry. We're
Right.
trying
Yo,
to match
honestly,
energy.
you
We're
made a
leaving
joke
the
about
room.
it, and I've been like sitting here, my eyes all watering and team because I've been thinking about it for so long.
Yo,
Like,
listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, like you're living life wrong. Like, please,
And
like,
let's end it with that. If you can't laugh at yourself, Toronto, get the fuck out.
period.
Big
Period.
up, Vani. Thank you so much for
Thanks
this
for
interview.
having
I
me.
really
Of course.
thank you so
Of
much. I
course,
appreciate it.
of
Yo, that was a
course.
good interview.
That's it.